But Bugs is still not left the garage yet, which is an interesting one.
And I just realised I did this whole amazing intro and my mic was muted. Great start to the end. 2021. I was just saying that we've got a duel for the decider, as you just heard Lee say, probably. I think his mic's working, and like mine wasn't a few moments ago, between Apex Finley and Bugs Bunny. And Lee, just as I'm doing something, would you get the standings up to tell everyone, especially what the top two are doing, if you wouldn't mind?
Well, we've got Bugs Bunny, who's in first place with 168 points, and Apex Finley in second with 156 points. So there's only a 12-point gap between them. So it's going to be a tough one. Apex is going to need to get 15 points or more over Bugs Bunny in order to win the championship. So tough one to call here. It is a tough track, so...
How many points was it again, Lee?
12.
12 points between them. So that means if... Well, he needs to outscore him by 12 points, doesn't he? Is the... so Apex needs to outscore Bugs Bunny by 12 points. So it's not impossible, Lee, but it's more on the side of Bugs Bunny by the looks of things.
Yeah, I'm trying.
But would you want to be Bugs or would you want to be Apex in this race tonight?
Well, it would always be comfort to be the leader going into the last race. So, who's that we just seen around? That was Apex at turn 3. That is a great start to his qualifying. He ended up spinning it. I'm not sure if he's got damage. No, he hasn't. But I think he will maybe go back to the pits to get more fuel in and a fresh set of soft tyres. It's not going to help his confidence going into this, but at least you'll know to be careful going around top 3, as it is a bit of a dodgy corner at times, with it being flat out most of the time.
So the championship leader is the only man now in the pits. Every single driver, apart from Stinos, is on a lap. We've got 14 drivers on their laps. Just seen Lucas actually running wide and not getting a track violation there.
Let's see. Oh, no, I think that was Bugs is still in the pits.
I'm just checking something, guys. Give me a second. Oh no, that's strange. I was just checking that it was strict corner code. Apologies if you're hearing a small little barky creature in the background. He's just about to go out for a walk, so he's rather excited. And I'm surprised Lee's not barking as how excited he is for this last race.
Oh, that's somebody else around us again.
That's Amir Guna. So that's turn 3 again.
Yep.
Interesting. As Amir Guna goes straight on and takes the new line at turn 5.
You're a bit early there, mate. Not till next game.
Yeah, apparently we're not going to be getting the new layout till the next game, which is unfortunate because it does seem to be a lot better than the old format that I was going to say current, but it's not current. Old format that we've got in this. But I have to say that I think the racing is much better in game than it is in real life on this track. It seems to be quite a good league racing track, I seem to find.
Yeah, it's not the best in real life. I think it's sometimes they're not willing to do like the proper risk in order to go for it. Like when I was racing here the other day, seen me and someone else battling through the triple chicane, which was quite interesting, to be honest. Like side by side through the whole thing. But yes, it is a good track. I do enjoy it. just a bit difficult at times. Ooh, see, I'm a gunner.
Yeah, I was just on board with him there. Yeah, I was just on board with him. So we've got Bugs Bunny now out on his outlap. Big drift there out of the hairpin at turn 7.
On board with the last person, the next person to come around on his laps. He's coming around the last corner. Basil. Let's see what time he's going to put in.
Goes 9th. Him and Kemjaz are very, very close together. They'll also be in a party together, along with Nem Vidic. Lucas has done a lap that he wouldn't be too impressed with, Lee. Only 3 drivers now, not to set a time. Only got 16 tonight. We don't have 4 drivers, of course, not the full 20, unfortunately. Yeah, so Lucas A. Germany now takes provisional pole with tiny margins, Lee, between Crossfires and Lucas A. Germany.
I'm on board with Bugs Bunny as he is getting ready to start his lap. He's just come through the hotel section. Now he's making sure his tyres are warmed up and everything. Through the penultimate corner. Got to get a good line through the final corner. There we go, nicely done here. Across the line to start his lap. Into turn 1. Using all that exit curve.
Just someone came out of the pits there, Lee, just behind him, I think. Drivers are just starting to get out of the way. Looking at the championship leader who cuts the apex of turn 5 really nicely there as he comes into the hairpin of turn 7. Now the hairpin of turn 5, as I said, using the old format as he goes under the bridge and through the DRS detection point. And I find here, Lee, I think sometimes actually braking a little bit earlier and setting yourself up for the second part of the chicane is much better than just trying to chuck it in at the first part. I don't know about you, but that's how I've sort of found that chicane. Just tries to get himself a little bit of a toe there from the Red Bull. And to sector 2, we haven't actually got the sector times up. He did a 58 seconds at the end of sector 2. Obviously, we don't know if he's any faster than any other lap because he hasn't done another lap. His Veloce Ayub has retired at turn 3, Lee. It's becoming a bit treacherous around that part of sector 1 as he now comes under the hotel. And obviously, this bit has all been reprofiled. As he gets close to the wall, Veloce Ayub has left the session.
Don't worry.
And and Bugs Bunny is coming across the line. Goes 5th, Lee. His championship rival is 2 places ahead of him and 2 tenths on the standings as well. Just seeing, I think the driver's just come across the line there. Stinos is on his lap. We've only got him who's got to finish a lap. We've got Trunders ahead of him who is into the wall and out, as you saw him there when we were on board with Stinos. He's also gone around at turn 3. And he's a really tricky corner in this game, Lee. It's a bit more of a challenge than it used to be.
Yeah, I went and fell victim to it in the race just through the week there. Coming up to the closing stages of the race. Ooh. Stinos forgot the track narrowed there a wee bit at the end of the first DRS straight. Let's see what time the Aston Martin driver is going to put in as he navigates through the triple chicane. Coming up to the hotel section here, you've got to be careful here that you don't run too much over that curve or you will belly out and it would be impossible to turn. Get as close to that wall as you possibly could.
As Crossfires takes provisional pole. It seemed like a semi-decent lap here from Stinos. That was about right, 6th place.
I'm I'm quite surprised that Anthony, he's went and put in...
Oh, his Stinos is round at turn 1 on his potential cooldown or in lap there, Lee. Don't think he would have been going again.
I'm quite surprised at how well Anthony's done on that set of mediums. Got 5th place with a 35.6.
So everyone has now set a time. We've got Scotty Nemvidic at the bottom of the order at the moment. Crossfire Strikes at the top of the order, as he usually is. He's got a 10th in his pocket, Lee. Well, not even that actually, just under about half a 10th in his pocket. So it's close margins at the front.
Trying to see who else is on a lap at the moment. I think Sad Pancake's on a lap here. As he's going through hotel right now. Coming up to the penultimate corner. Oh, and he's spun it. Oh! Sad Pancake is out in the penultimate corner.
I would recommend drivers to check out the stream from what other drivers have been doing, because I think I would rather, Lee, just take it a little bit, lift off a tiny little bit, just lose half a 10th and be out of the running in qualifying altogether, or towards the end of qualifying.
At least get a lap in first, and then go balls to the wall and just go for it.
Quote of the year, Lee.
Yep.
It's almost meme-worthy.
Yep.
So, it feels a bit, I'll be honest, Lee, it feels a bit weird.
What?
We've pretty much done a whole year. I can't remember what week in January we started. I can look back and check. But it's almost a year. In, what, 2 or 3 weeks? 3 weeks?
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
I did work out earlier, Lee, with all the days that we've done over the 2 seasons, this is our 92nd race.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez. That's a lot.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Mm.
We don't have a life. As
Get Swift covered.
Say again.
Get a life. Get Swift covered.
Yeah. I have to apologise, guys. I am feeling a little bit worse for wear, as I went out last night. And the last time I did a stream for you guys, I was 26. And now I'm the same age as my lovely girlfriend, who now is like loving to remind me of that now. So yeah, not feeling great. And I actually woke up and was feeling horrendous, as you do, after a heavy night out, and I completely forgot I was doing this tonight. So I have dosed up on medication. I'm still not feeling 100%, to be honest. Or I think I'm just being a bit of a woman about it. We're watching. I shouldn't say that, actually. That's really bad. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. That's horrendous, isn't it? That's bad. My girlfriend. Yeah, I'm really sorry. Alright, sorry. I'm not going to be a Lee about it. There we go.
Oh,
sorry. As we're seeing, I'm rabbiting on. Apex Finley is on his lap. And you're right there, Lee?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just taking a quick drink.
As Apex is negotiating the chicane at the end of Sector 1, Lee, or sorry, the start of Sector 2. And he definitely wasn't as committed as we saw Bugs Bunny earlier on, even though He is in 8th place. He's just on the run down to the chicane in the middle of the 2 straights. This straight, well, actually, both straights, Lee, not so straight. You do lose a lane in the first DRS straight, and then down here is a very gentle curve to the left as Nemvidic retires from the session. What is happening with Veloce Ayub, Lee?
I've invited him back. No idea what's happening. I'm on it. 2 seconds.
As Apex is now abandoning his lap. We're just riding on board with the current Monday night champion, or yeah, well, he's now crowned Monday night champion. The season has ended. Just letting through that Williams, as we've got an Alpine behind just queuing up. I think we've only got a couple of minutes left in this qualifying session now. Crossfire strikes, gives himself more leverage at the front by 0.6. That's more like it, as Apex now starts another lap on the same tyre. As yeah, we only have 25 seconds left on the clock. If Lee, if Veloce doesn't come back, I feel a little obliged to potentially maybe do another lobby.
Possibly. I'll be ready to take back at the stand. Order after up.
As now the checkered flag is out. Neuro isn't going to be able to improve as he invalidated his lap time. He's in an Alpha Tauri, coming around the last couple of corners now, but he is not finishing a lap. Looks like we've got a Red Bull who has also invalidated his lap time, and crosses the line, stays 7th. Of course, you've got Bugs Bunny on a lap, Lee, and really does need to improve to get himself a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah,
as a lot of these drivers are hugging to the left-hand side of the track there on the second straight, which is rather interesting. I've seen a few of them do that. No bollards have been removed yet, Lee, in that chicane, which I'm quite surprised. We're just waiting for a few more drivers to come across the line. Apex, I think, is the next man. He's in 5th place with that 35.5, and now he's invalidated. Coming out of the hotel section, Lee, and does spin at the last corner and crashes out. There was no need for that. He invalidated his lap time. He may ruin other people's laps, Lee, like Bugs Bunny just behind, as you see there on your screens. He comes around the final corner. Where's it pull him? 4th. The man at the top of the standings has is now brought him back into the game. So, Lee, the 2 guys fighting for the title now. 4th and 6th at the start. Crossfire Strikes has retired in the pits, I think, as it is the end of qualifying. So that is it. The pole position, the final pole position of the year, of the final race of Super Sunday. In the final race, as we're not doing Sunday races from next season, it will be changed to a Thursday. It will still almost be the same league in effect. We're just moving the dates, but completely different format, Lee, which I have to admit, I didn't think of it of my own accord. I will say that now. I have known another league to do the format, but it was a really good format. I commentated on a few races of it. Lee raced in a few races of it, and you quite enjoyed it as well, didn't you, Lee?
Yeah, it was actually quite interesting. It was a nice switch up to everything. It was different, to say the least. Oh, and I just noticed it's a Williams 1-2 there. Not seen that in many years.
No, it's nice to see a Williams 1-2. That is interesting for those 2 drivers, but the drivers that we have to really focus on, Lee, is Apex Finley and Bugs Bunny, who are going to be fighting for that title. One's on the 2nd row, and the other is on the 3rd row of the grid. We've got 15 seconds to the top 10 at Crossfire Strikes with that 34.5. Anthony's in 2nd, 3rd is Lucas A. Germany. Bugs Bunny is in 4th, 5th is Neuro, 6th is Apex Finley. Sydney is in 7th. Stinos is in 7th, sorry. King David is in 8th. 9th is Amir Guna. And 10th place is Veloce Ayub, which I'm not sure is he has rejoined the session, Lee, which I don't think he has.
I'll keep an eye out. just in case. So here we go, getting ready. Everybody's getting their tyre strategies and fuel levels all sorted. Seems like a few people have already got sorted. And we'll be getting ready to get underway for the final time in Super Sunday Racing.
So, yeah, now as I said, we're moving to... So, I'll just quickly say, actually, before we look at the tyres, Lee, the format for Thursday. So, it's multiplayer cars. They're going to be able to pick their own liveries and teams out of a list of popular brands and car manufacturers not in Formula One. Design their own livery, but it's not teams of 2, it's teams of 4, 5 teams with 4 drivers in each team. There's going to be 3 championships with a pot championship. So every driver in your pot will can't talk now. It's this hangover. We have a pot championship where you have pots 1 to 4, pots 1 to 5. I can't remember exactly, but they will be split into what pace we think between each teams, and they will fight that out throughout the season. And there will be promotions and relegations in these pots every 4 races. You've got your constructors, of course, between your 4 TL, your 3 teammates, and you, and obviously your standard drivers championship. That is going to be helmed by Broomhandle from next season, who was doing on and off in Tuesday and now said he can do Thursdays full time, which is fantastic. You got me and potentially Lee. See if I can sprinkle a bit of my magic dust on Lee to keep him around, and to be confirmed for Tuesday. Maybe Big Weir if I ask him really nicely. But yeah, it's all going to get rather exciting next season. So Monday is going to be something else to behold, I hope, Lee, because it looks like it's just going to be super fast and super close. Same with Tuesday, especially in that top and midfield fight. And Thursday, can't really say anything yet. We'll have to wait and find out. But we can tell you about the tyres very quickly, because I rabbited on there. The top 10 all on softs, of course, Lee, and then another soft runner in MFC Trunders in 13th place. 11th, 12th, 14th, 15th and 16th are all on the medium tyres, and no one has done a Lee strategy and gone on the hards.
To be honest, in this game, that's one tyre I try to avoid unless necessary. So, I mean, at this track, especially going around some of these corners, which you're going full pelt around it, you're literally pushing on the limit, and yeah, you don't want the tail end to spin out. These cars having less downforce than the previous years, so, well, at the rear especially, so but we're getting ready as everybody is lining back up on the grid.
Yep, so Nemvidic is at the back. This is most definitely going to be a championship decider for Bugs Bunny and Apex Finley. Just waiting for the game to sort itself out a little bit, Lee. As now we have got lights. We've got 5 red lights. That was very quick. It's a championship decider, and we're away for... Are we away? We are away. Stinos gets a drive-through penalty. It's all gone to chaos, Lee. There's Lucas A. Germany, who hasn't pulled away at the start. That is very, very strange. As we will go back towards the front and actually towards the back with Amir Guna and Mr. Basil making contact with each other. Mr. Basil needs to stay out of trouble. He went out last week as we see Veloce Ayoub in the lead. But I think he must have got a drive-through penalty, Lee. Oh, no, he didn't. That's very strange. I'm not too sure what's going on. No, Veloce Ayoub isn't in the session.
No.
And as he goes through there. Bugs Bunny is now going to try and go through as well. Lee, do we red flag this?
I think it'd be best, to be honest.
Right, so this is what we will red flag it, but Lee, I think we should let it run to the final, to the end of lap 1, and take the grid order from there, whilst removing Veloce Ayub, as that's what we usually do. But Veloce is going to cause some issues here, I'm sure of it.
I think it'd be better just for a complete restart, but your call.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, would you put the message out?
Copy that.
So, ladies and gents, we are going to red flag the race. I will potentially just stay in the same stream. We'll get Bugs Bunny and Mr. Basil to sort out the race in itself. So, yeah, we will be having a red flag, especially as Apex Finley is right down at the back. That's going to be good news for him. We will do a full restart. And I tell you what, Lee, let's just start sending some of these drivers, as Crossfires has now seen it, and other drivers are leaving the session. And we'll just stay in the stream, Lee, but we'll just sort it out from here. So everyone is now leaving, Lee, so we'll leave for a second as well. So, Lee, we can just have a little chat, can't we? As we normally do. Talk about absolute rubbish, which no one's going to want to hear, but they're going to hear it. So, very true. So, I was saying to Mr. Basil, but he couldn't really give me a definitive answer only on himself. Is there any, from the whole, I know it's a lot to try and remember from, but have you got any standouts from LFR in 2021? Your win, of course.
Well, that was last season, but still, yeah.
Yeah, I just said the whole of the 2021.
That was peak for me, anyway. Well, for this season, I did really love the start of the season.
Bahrain. That was a really good race. That was. I remember that. Yeah, because that was the only time we were on the podium together, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, because you got was it second?
Yeah, you got third. Yeah, and I got second. And I have to say, on my part, in Tuesday, moving from Monday to Tuesday, I did a hell. I know it's a new game. Obviously, season 1 was F1 2020, but I made a massive leap. It really bugged me, and didn't feel great that I didn't get a single podium or win. I'm not expecting to always get podiums and win, not at all. I race for the fun of it more than I am competitive. Don't get me wrong, but I try to race more for the fun of it than. It's like I was saying earlier. I always play. It's great. I always play mind games on Lee every Tuesday, even though he's my teammate, and it's not the wisest decision. But now it's just a habit. So it's just little things like that. I like doing that. I always remember things like that. The Bahrain short race from season 1's a big standout for me. I'm so sad. Awesome. I'm so sad that it's not still in the game, or even the what they use, of course, the Sakhir Grand Prix, the Bahrain Outer Circuit or Oval, which isn't an oval. Talking about Bahrain, there is Bahrain on our screens at the moment. That will get changed by Bugs Bunny. Don't worry, we will be at Abu Dhabi for the Grand Prix. Have you said to anyone that it's a full restart, Lee?
Yeah. Don't worry, I went and took a screenshot of the standings. Oh, damn. Let's Bugs just doing it. Is he in this party? Sure. Go and see if we can add on. There we go. I just added them in because we're going to need to get the grid sorted for the main event.
So I did. If you go back on the stream, Lee, and just look, take a screenshot and send it to him. You can sort it out. We will get started as soon as possible, guys. Anyway, going back, my win at Italy obviously was pretty good for me. It was my first win. Only.
Ignore that.
Turn it down. The only gripe I have with it is that I didn't win it on the road. I think I had the pace to win it on the road, but I can't remember exactly what happened in that whole race. What else have I loved about it? Honestly, I absolutely love doing the content, the streams for you. Actually, I really enjoy doing it. At the start, I think Lee's the same. Lee very much. I think Lee very much enjoys it, but sometimes the idea of doing it isn't so fun. But especially in Monday, I'm not taking anything away from Sunday. Sunday's also been very good, but Monday I look so forward to it because it was so close. A lot of the time, I know Apex won by quite a margin in the end because we did have, unfortunately, people joining and leaving, and these are things you've got to deal with. But the lost all my words. It's this hangover that I'm blaming it all on. You can tell I love racing, can't you? Just making any old excuse. As we're just waiting for some of these drivers to come in. Yeah. Is there anything else from you, Lee, from this season that you've really? Have you got any standout races that you commentated on with me that you remember?
I'm drawing a blank. Typical for me. Like, when it comes straight down to it, when I'm put on the spot, I can never think. Give me uno momento, por favor.
I thought Lee was Scottish, not Spanish.
There's so many things you don't know about me.
Anthony, it's been a long year. Anthony, as you're listening, I can't truly remember. And to be fair, I'd say one thing that we haven't actually mentioned yet. It is Bugs Bunny's championship fight today, but it's Bugs Bunny's last race as one of the admins. It was his day. He's now decided to step down. And that's why we moved it from Sunday to Thursday, because it seems like a slightly better day. Alongside, obviously, we haven't got any Grand Prix now for, I think they said 98 days or something last week, so we're probably at about 90 days now ish. So we haven't got them for a while, but it does get a little tricky with the live Grand Prix, real life Grand Prix running alongside. Sometimes it's 6 o'clock. Obviously the European races are never an issue, nor are the Eastern Hemisphere an issue either, because they're early on in the day for us in the UK. But all the sort of North America, South America, Middle Eastern races as well can be the same as well. So moved it to Thursday. I think it just makes everything a little easier. We'll be back. We'll be pushed back to the 7:30 time we normally do. And the other thing is, Lee, it's a completely different format. Of course, it's a 1 week on, 1 week off schedule of a format. So the format in principle stays exactly the same, how we plan it out. So it's going to be a one-shot qualifying, followed by a 25% sprint race, followed by a 50% Grand Prix. That's week one. The 25% race, the top 10, will get points. We almost got all the drivers into the lobby. Lee, you just do a quick scan of the other. We should have one more driver, as Veloce Ayub isn't going to be rejoining, as he left mid-session. Yeah, so it's a 25% race sprint, and you get the normal points you would get in a 50% Grand Prix. The 25 for a win, 18, 15, 1 point for fastest lap, all that jazz. But in the Grand Prix, all 20 drivers get points. I can't remember how we worked it out exactly. I think it's 25 for a win and then 22, 20, something like that. And then when you get to 5th place, when they get 15 points, then everyone drops a point for every position down to 20th, who gets 1 point. The fastest lap will go to anyone on the grid throughout the race. It's not just the top 10. And then week 2, sorry, I've got that all wrong. So the 25% race followed by the Grand Prix, that doesn't actually have any points. I've just got that all mixed up. Doesn't have any points. But the second week, when we do the 25% after the one shot, the grid will be reversed for the Grand Prix, and that's why you get those points. It's just a little bonus to make sure that people don't try and do a little sneakily pit towards the end, get themselves towards the back and get themselves towards the front for the Grand Prix. It's all a bit of a tongue twister, Lee, I have to admit.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to find out.
I think we've got everyone now.
Is it? I'm just double checking just to make sure. Yeah. Yep, I think that's everybody. Yeah, I was just double checking, making sure everybody is in. So, yeah, I think that after that's all sorted, we should be ready to go again. After the grid is done.
And the track is changed. Please make sure to tell Bugs to change the track, because that would that would be a strange one, wouldn't it? And they all have to have their Abu Dhabi setups on as well, which would also be rather strange. Thursdays as well, Lee. I was going to say something about Thursdays as well. I'm not sure. Have you decided that if you're doing Thursdays or not? I am.
Not sure.
Still not sure. Still got to make his mind up, guys. As I said, Broomhandle's going to be taking the lead on the streams for that day, so that frees me up to do another day of racing, which is the real reason why I'm obviously here. And we have the track change. There we go, Abu Dhabi. Then the commentating. So unfortunately, you're going to lose me for one of the days. I'm only going to be in on Mondays from next season. Of course, we've got name changes as well. It's not going to be called. This is the last time of the names from season 1 and 2. We're still moving on to season 3. But Mondays is going to be Mondays Limitless 1, and Tuesdays is Tuesdays Limitless 2, as they are now a tier system. I think we're all ready to go now, Lee, is that right?
Yep, we are ready to get underway for the final time now.
So I said it's a full restart, and apologies as well for the delay of the stream as well. You're not wrong, it's supposed to start at 6 o'clock. It started at 6:30 due to Bugs Bunny being stuck in traffic getting home, and of course we didn't want Bugs Bunny to miss it, because that would have just left a bit of a sour taste in the mouth, Lee, on the championship. And 7 days ago there was a sour taste left in a lot of people's mouths from a controversial decision. Still not going to talk about it, still really hurts. Ooh. But huh?
Woohoo.
As we've got everyone joining back to watch the stream, welcome back, guys. And hopefully, who's going to win, guys? Who's going to win the championship? Is it going to be Bugs Bunny with that points lead of 12 points? Is it going to be Lee? Miraculously will grab himself a couple of 100 points tonight. As long as he gives me 200 quid, it's £1 a point. And extortion. Extortion. So I think that's a pretty good deal, to be honest, mate. I think that's all right. As it's you, and you know we're good friends, I'm going to say £199. That's my best deal I can do. I'll give you buy
1.5.
buy 199. You get one free. I should work for EA. There you go. There's a reference. All right. I shouldn't badmouth them, should I? They'll get their lawyers on me. As we're just waiting for the start to happen. I'm not taking this all so seriously. I am taking this seriously, but it's a bit of fun. It's quite. I've got to be honest. It's a relief. I'm going to get 3 weeks off of not giving you content, which I do love to do. But it's nice to have a little break. And it's Christmas, and it's the end of my birthday weekend. We have now, Lee, got a day race.
Fun.
No, Lee, why I'm so happy is because Mum and Dad, I still live at home, guys, admittedly at 27, which isn't great. Mum and Dad are not here. So, I don't feel like I have to be conservative, I don't like that word, and we're not going to get political, as, or do you want to have a Christmas party? It's like the 90s, we're a day late. Bad joke, but shouldn't have been doing Christmas parties. Anyway, Crossfire Strikes is still on pole position for the Grand Prix once again. Of course, it was just a restart, and we weren't starting from the end of lap 1. Hopefully, Lucas A. Germany Lee can get away a bit better this time. I think someone got a drive-through penalty as well, which was lucky for them, I suppose. It's also lucky for Apex Finley, as he was right at the back of the field, and this has been definitely a big second chance for him.
Well, at least everybody got to practice a restart and know how the traction is going to be coming off the line.
And of course, we've only got 15 now. I think Veloce was in 10th, wasn't he? So the Sour Pancake wasn't in the top 10, and is the only man in the top 10 on the mediums now. Obviously, everyone else in the top 10 are back on their softs, but they have got fresh tyres now, so they have got a little bit of the advantage back from the bottom 5 drivers, as you see them all now starting to line up on the grid. Hopefully the lights will work a little bit better. Come on, Michael, it's only a button. As I do love a bit of sassy massy. As we're waiting for Scotty to come around the final corner to hopefully finish his final and everyone's final formation lap of 2021. He has moved himself up a position there. Williams front row for this finale. Got that Ferrari in third place. He didn't get off the line last time. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Who's going to win the championship? It's lights out, and we're away for Super Sunday racing for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Lucas A. Germany gets a great start, Lee, and tries to go around the outside. There's contact. The Williams is round at turn 1, but hopefully isn't going to cause too much chaos. As I say that, 4 drivers have got involved in that. There was a yellow flag. They've only got themselves to blame. Chemjazz and Mr. Basil came together there. He's got himself a 5-second time penalty for Chemjazz. I think it said Mr. Basil as well. I thought Stinos is off the track. It's not the new layout, buddy. We're still on the old one. As you saw him take the runoff towards the hairpin. And Bugs
around again.
It's not good for him. Lucas and Bugs Bunny almost pushed Lucas off the track. He tries to brake a little bit later. Apex is trying to get himself in the mix as well, Lee. As he loses the rear end there, was able to keep it in a straight line miraculously there as they now come down the second DRS straight. But of course, no DRS until lap 3. Bugs Bunny is in second. He's in a really good place now, Lee.
All he needs is a podium in order to seal the deal.
Yeah, he does.
And then it won't matter if
Stenos has left the session. You might want to try and send him an invite, Lee. As if he doesn't want to partake anyway, he needs to retire his car in the pit lane. As we're seeing Lucas staying on the back of Bugs Bunny. Apex is dropped back just slightly. And obviously Crossfire Strikes takes the fastest lap on the first lap, leading the race. As we now make our way around turn 1 for the second time. Warren is in the pits. And a few more drivers in King David. Mr. Basil, I think Chemjazz may pit as well. No, he hasn't got damage. And not a great start for Bugs Bunny there. The Apex has now lost another position to Neuro.
Let's see.
There's these 3 cars here, Lee, coming down the first DRS straight.
We're going for a move here on Sad Pancake around the outside.
Oh, he does try and hold it around the outside, but isn't able to. He does stick his nose in though, but gets away unscathed there, but doesn't gain any positions. It looks like Ami Aguna is going to lose the place now to the Sad Pancake. Potentially would have done with DRS, I think, Lee, but just with good old slipstream, it wasn't enough. But it might be into the 3-part chicane as he locks up and is almost round on a couple of occasions early.
Yeah, I was noticing that getting a wee bit spicy there. There we go, as he's joining back. We have to jump back into his car and away he goes again. Seconds.
So we're just seeing Sad Pancake and Ami Aguna fighting for 6th place. Apex Lee needs to really step up his game. Bugs Bunny has got another point to his name now. Lee's already paid me that £1 as he has just taken the fastest lap and is really starting to make a big gap to Lucas A. Germany is out at turn 3. That could be a safety car or a VSC at the very least. There's another one is round. Ami Aguna as well. He needs to lift off through turn 3, gentlemen.
Unless you've got a good enough rear wing to keep that rear planted.
Warren is retired as well. Is he out at turn 3? No, he's not. He's out at the final corner. Virtual safety car that's been deployed.
That's good enough to be a safety car, I think. No?
No. So, basically, the field has just had an even playing field now. Everyone's got to stick to that delta, reduce their speed by around 40% on average throughout the lap. And it's still a slightly cheaper pit stop, but it's a bit too early to be doing any sorts of pit stops. We're a green flag and DRS is back enabled. Didn't give us any warning for that though, as Apex though now is back into 4th, but he has got quite a big gap to Bugs Bunny to make up. As it's not looking promising. We've got a long way to go. We're only on lap 3, of course, as we're now running around the hotel section.
St Martin's trading places there.
I think Stenos isn't in the race, Lee.
No, he's back now.
Oh, is he? As Ami Aguna is just clobbered the wall there on the exit out of the hotel section. He's going to dive into the pits. Anthony, you got spun round it. Go on, sorry.
I think he had a broken wing before that. Like just the end plate.
Ah, okay. Trunders has moved himself up a nice, healthy amount of positions.
Scotty, well, Nemvidic has moved up 8 places, the highest climber out of everybody at the moment. He's up in 7th place right now.
Oh, Lee, I've got a bit of a stuffy nose, I'm not going to lie. Sorry about that, guys. As Stinos is back in the race now, he's only 9/10 behind Scotty, who's come from last to 7th in 4 laps. He's going to be pretty happy with that at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to see who's close at the moment. Looks like the closest battle up to now is between
the leaders.
There's Trunders and Sad Pancake.
Bugs Bunny though, Lee, doesn't want to be taking any risk. He's doing enough now. You've got to play the long game. We're into the last race of the 17 we've had.
Oh, looks like Stinner's going for a move. Oh, he's going to the inside here.
Oh, as they make contact, and Stinov still tries to throw it down the inside, runs Vidic off the track. He does come back on. I think he's probably got the right to come back on there, Lee, because that was a little bit cheeky there, as he was trying to somewhat send it almost from another postcode, Lee.
I think as well, with a wee bit of contact going into the braking zone, it kind of unsettled his car a little. But he's going for the move now into turn 1, they're side by side, and he manages to make it work.
I think the problem with Scotty sometimes, he doesn't want to get in the fight too much. He preserves quite a lot, which is good, but in some senses it's not. I mean, he didn't do it at the hotel section a few corners ago. He did stick with him. He is going to get DRS though, Lee, and they take very, very different lines there through the hairpin. As King David takes the fastest lap now. There's 3/10 between the leaders, Lee.
Let's see, is he going to go for a move going into this triple chicane here?
He's going to make him go the long way round.
Goes to the outside, they're side by side going into it.
Crossfires. As I said, Bugs does not want to be taking any risks here. He would love to take the championship with a win, of course. Being on the podium, so it's still amazing to take a championship, but as I said, he's not going to be taking any sort of risk. If he's going to get the move done, Lee, it's going to have to be clean and relatively comfortable to try and make the move. It really doesn't want any risk involved in fighting with crossfire strikes.
I mean, even right now, he's sitting comfortable. He's champion at this moment, but it is he's going for it coming into turn 1.
I've got a feeling he'll back out of it again though. Maybe he doesn't. He does go around the outside at turn 1. He goes off the track. I think he's got to give that back, Lee.
No, he was already ahead going into the corner.
But he is going to give it back.
Oh,
I thought No, I agree with that. I think, yes, he was, but I don't think the move's done, Lee, until you're out of the corner. Trunders has gone at turn 3. At turn 3, that is a safety car.
Oh. Another person falls victim to turn 3. I fell victim to it the other day, so yeah. It's easily done. Fun times. So let's see, King David is into the pits, and what tyres is he going? He's going in the mediums. Now will they hold out? Oh, time will tell.
That's one of the phrases of the season, Lee, but Bugs Bunny will be kicking himself he gave that place back, Lee. It might have told him to give the place back, mind. We don't know it didn't. It could have potentially...
I don't think it did. I think it was just fair play to him.
I think he was just being very sporting there. And I mean, even for him, I think personally, Lee, he probably wouldn't have liked doing the overtake the way he did. Because it wasn't like he was just a smidgen off track. He was properly off the track. And in my eyes, I don't think the move's really done there until you sort of... If you're going to make a move into a corner, the move's got to be confirmed at the exit of a corner. And he confirmed it off track, in my opinion.
Well, he's just got past him now, I think. Is he?
No, he hasn't.
No, he's not.
He's not.
He did there for a second.
But could there be a slight race out the pit lane? It is just wide enough, but I don't think...
I would go for it.
I know you would go for it. As the McLaren of Vidic is now slotted in just behind him. They're both still the leaders. Scotty could have been leading his first race in LFR if he'd have been a couple of seconds up the road. It's a Williams, followed by an Alpine, followed by 2 Papaya Orange McLarens. And Vidic moved up 12 places, Lee. I know he hasn't stopped, and he's probably had some fortune with some DNFs, but still, really, really good position for him to be in.
Well, you know, that's one little bit of F1 news that I found out just yesterday actually. The only team to score a 1-2 this season was McLaren.
I did not really.
Yeah. That was what, Italy? I was surprised by it. I was like, wait, what? So Red Bull and Mercedes, none of them got a 1-2.
Yeah, well, it makes sense because Max Verstappen, pretty much every race got either first or second, which is, even though I'm not Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen isn't my, no, I'm getting it wrong. I'm not Max Verstappen's biggest fan, but that is very, very impressive to have got that. I think it was like, is it 16 first and seconds or something like that? 18?
I have no idea. It was a lot anyway.
But no, don't get me wrong. He's definitely a talent. I just think some of his racing etiquette could be a little bit better. He seems to go to the limit and then go over the limit, and don't really want to say the word. I feel like sometimes desperation creeps into his driving a bit, and it's just. Don't get me wrong, as Lee does always point out, there has been wrong on both sides, I do admit, but I just think from a speed and car perspective, Max deserved it. I think racing on track, I think Lewis deserved it. I think that's probably how I would take it, but
And my honest opinion is sometimes they're just as bad as each other.
Yeah, no, that's what I just said. You do say that, but I seem to think you like to sit on the garden fence quite a lot when it comes to things like this. But I suppose you're not really a fan of either of them. You're just not a fan of Lewis.
Juan Alonso.
Yeah, well, he thinks that Alpine we're watching with Bugs Bunny at the moment is going to be champion in that. Alonso, that champion in the Alpine next season. I've got my scepticism. I think Nikita Mazepin's going to be the world champion next year.
The Russian.
Joking.
I mean, I honestly think Haas and Alpine are going to do quite well next season, as they've put nothing really into last season now. Last season's car. So I'm expecting big things from them, to be honest. And same with possibly Ferrari as well. Possibly.
Well, Lee, we have no idea, do we? We have it's exciting because we have no idea. I mean, it could be predictable. It could be Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes, as we see safety cars in this lap. That message gives me PTSD, and gotta laugh about it, mate, or I'm going to cry. As we're just seeing the field bunch up a little bit, seeing that crocodile start to come into effect. As now we've only got 12 drivers. Everyone, be a bit more careful at turn 3, please. We would like to see 50% of the grid finish at very least. And the way we're going at the moment, it's not great. I think crossfire strikes. There has definitely been, I have to admit, some drivers, Lee, who have been able to manage a safety car restart really, really well. Well, I'm not going to call names, but a lot of them do stick to the back of the safety car, which isn't really what you're supposed to do.
No, I mean...
As he's timed that to perfection, actually.
Yeah.
Timed that to absolute perfection.
Ooh.
As the two McLarens switch places. Scotty is losing places like it's going out of fashion now. The Sad Pancake goes round the outside at turn 1. More switches going on with...
right around the outside, the turn 3 on Scotty there.
That, I didn't catch that unfortunately, but that looked like a really good overtake. Apex is going around the outside at the hairpin as he gets a really good launch out of the corner. Lee takes third place. He's now got Bugs Bunny in his sights, but he needs Bugs Bunny to drop a couple more places, and Apex realistically needs to be winning the race if he's going to have any serious chance of winning the championship now. This has been the closest fight at the end of the season, Lee.
Yeah, I mean, if he's wanting to comfortably get away for the pit stops coming up again, I mean, that's if they are going to go to the end or not. I don't think he will be. I think he will be doing another pit stop, doing with the rest of the field, to be honest. But he's going to need to try and clear Crossfire here, like as quick as possible, make that gap to Apex. And Scotty has dropped down to 10th now. I think it's with them old mediums that he's got on.
Yeah, he's just struggling. He's definitely struggling. The pack is definitely so close together, but the two front runners are really starting to pull away, Lee. Apex needs to respond in some way.
Yeah, the gap's just getting bigger and bigger now.
But I think Apex really needs Bugs Bunny to get into a heated battle with Crossfire Strikes for the lead, but he's not going to do that, as we've seen already. He is just going to play it very, very safe, which is the wise decision to be making.
Yeah, I would say so. It's as best as if you're increasing the gap anyway, you may as well just stick behind for the time being, create a bit more of a gap, then do a battle for maybe a lap or something, just to keep the gap there, so you're not going to be coming to any contact with each other as much. Oh, it was just these sad Pancake and Stinos side by side there. Stinos managed to make that move stick. Stop breathing in your mic, please.
Apologise. I know I've moved my mic away, from my ear, because
yeah,
Jody just said something. As Stinos and Sad Pancake are very close together, Lee. Anthony's just starting to get into that fight as well. I have to say, Lee, that little bit there up to the hotel, the fast right-handers into the heavy braking zone, I have to admit, on this track, that's probably my favourite set of corners here. It's really rewarding when you get that little bit right. It's just a shame about the next bit on this track layout. It's just really clunky and awkward, isn't it?
My favourite's probably going to be Sector 1 as a whole, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I agree.
With the chicane, I would say, getting that right, and I'd done it once a couple of days ago on Friday, managing to just cut that corner and gained so much time, and it was just incredible, to be honest. But it's risky because you could end up bellying out and just going skiting into the wall. Mm-hmm. And possibly doing a Hulkenberg. Sorry, Lee, just watching the two leaders at the moment. And Amir Guna goes through. We'll just go back to the leaders because, as I said, Bugs is going to have to do it the hard way if he's going to get the lead. And Crossfire is just defending like an absolute dream. But Bugs, he had to go off the road there to avoid a collision. That was very smart driving from Bugs Bunny there, just to preserve himself as best as possible. But cheeky from Crossfire.
Yeah, he wants this win, Lee. But I do think that Bugs has just got some more pace, and as soon as he gets past, but he needs to be careful. I have to admit, so I'm not going to say any names. There has been a bit of this sort of Max Verstappen sort of defending, where you just sort of run the drive. I mean, admittedly, I'll say one name. I've been doing it a little bit. As we see Bugs go down the inside at turn 1, no DRS, no going off the track at turn 1 that time. That was a clean move. He has got it done, but he did it before a DRS straight, Lee. Is this just going to switch back the way we know so far in this race in the next few corners?
If it needs to be done there, then it needs to be done there. Now he's just got to defend like an animal.
Or is your favourite driver, Mr. Alonso, says defend like a lion. He is weaving from left to right a little bit. Does need to calm that down a bit. Crossfire Strikes is going to go to the inside. And he is. He's just running him off the road. And it's... he's got a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting there. I think that won't matter. I think that will get removed, as he did go quite slowly and he had nowhere he could go. As Lee, if you could just send Crossfire Strikes a message on PlayStation so it pops up.
Copy.
Just saying about his, as he does give the place back. He has got that 10-second time penalty, but realistically, he doesn't, as that won't matter. Unfortunately, Apex isn't going to know it. Apex is now right with them, Lee. As Lee is just sending a message to Crossfire Strikes, just to watch out how he defends. Because I don't know if you agree with me, Lee, this sort of culture of pushing drivers off track and just the inside is the only line, not really best pleased with it, personally.
Done.
Did you hear what I said there, Lee?
Yeah, I've been listening. Thought I was just focusing there.
What did you think? Do you have the same opinion as me? Is Amir Guna is off the road at turn 3, not out of this race, lost his front wing though, that's away from the car now, and he is going to have to pit. The two buddies of Mr. Baslin and M. Vidic, who are going to run Thursday next season, are neck and neck. Stinos gets past Apex Finley. Amir Guna's got himself a 10-second time penalty.
Sorry, I thought Crossfire was going to spin it there at that chicane between the DRS straights.
Now, we were talking about, his Crossfire Strikes now tries to go around the outside at the end of the DRS straight. Bugs left in the room, but he didn't have the momentum to go around the outside there, Lee.
Ooh, 10-second penalty for Amir Guna.
Yeah, I think he's checked out of this race, Lee.
Yeah, it appears like that. I think he's done.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't calm it, he's going to end up getting a DQ, and it's going to end up possibly causing a safety car or something.
Yeah, well, I think he's just going to retire, Lee, personally. He's got himself so many penalties now, it's not even worth running the race. See, that's another 5 seconds, so just ignore what Amir Guna is doing. It's a shame he has to bow out of the final race of Sunday the way he's doing, but each to their own. Stinos is in 3rd place, grabbed that off Apex Finley. It's now looking likely it could be a 4-way fight for the lead. And Apex, as you see there, he's retired. 11 drivers left in this race. Turn 3 is caused a lot of carnage for people, Lee.
Yeah, it's
there's a move for the lead. Sorry, Crossfire Strikes just gets past Bugs Bunny. And this is the thing, like, Bugs does not want to be fighting with Crossfire Strikes because it's just bringing Apex back towards him. And I'm not sure if Crossfire knows. As he goes to the inside now. He left the door wide open that time, Lee. Sends it to the inside, gets the move done.
Kind of reminded me a wee bit of Checo Perez last weekend there, with his battle with Hamilton. But yeah, I mean, let's see, what's the gap between 4th place and the leader? It's only 1.8 seconds, which isn't a lot between 1st and 4th, so
3-second time penalty for Crossfire Strikes. Obviously, as you said, Bugs Bunny's got that 10-second penalty, Lee. But that, I don't know if you agree, I think that will be struck off.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't even turn in, to be honest. The wheels locked in together with Crossfire's wheels and, rear right and Bugs Bunny's front left. They kind of locked in together, so yeah, there was nothing that Bugs was able to do.
So I think Crossfires is going to come back again. Stinos is firmly in the fight for the lead now, Lee. Apex just hasn't got the speed to keep with them, just. But I think this is such a risky situation for Bugs Bunny here. This is not I don't know if you agree, Lee, but this is not what I would be wanting if I was Bugs Bunny at the moment. This could just go horribly wrong. As we see Bugs now try and go around the outside for the lead. He is going to hold it around the outside. Is he? Crossfire strikes, pushes him off the road. Bugs Bunny was almost round. Stinos is now going down the inside of Bugs Bunny. Gloves are off in this final race now. I think Bugs is starting to get a little irritable behind Crossfire strikes. He's really wanting the lead. Goes down the inside into the hotel section. Almost loses the car again. They're still going side by side.
It was like I said before, it is a bit dodgy going too much into that corner and hitting Apex a bit much.
This is exactly what Apex wanted to happen. He has got that. I think Apex must think that 10-second penalty is going to be sticking unless he's hearing the stream in his ears. Because of course he's not going to know what's happened like we know as we run through turn 1 for the 16th time. And it's looking like Neuro's catching up to this group as well, Lee. This is...
The gap was like 4 seconds a couple of laps ago. So
yeah, I know. This is just really uncomfortable to watch from Bugs Bunny's perspective at the moment. Super uncomfortable. It's a great race. This was just in the middle of the season. Okay, so Lee will be back with us. I think Bugs Bunny is going to have to go around the outside once again. They go side by side into a corner, or do they? Crossfire strikes, backs out of it, and Bugs Bunny moves back up into the lead. I think he's done that on purpose to get himself the DRS back. When Stinos going to try and get back into the fight. So Bugs Bunny is holding on to the inside this time, and I think, yeah, he is just going to let him go through. There's been switches and changes every single lap so far between the front two, pretty much for the entirety of these 16 laps. And they're going side by side again underneath the hotel. Crossfire strike. Bugs Bunny's almost so close to the wall. He's going to take the lead into the penultimate corner. Stinos now goes through and goes up into second place. Apex has got a front row seat for this three-way fight for the lead. He wants to make it a four-way fight, but he's with them, but hasn't done anything. I think Apex needs to take more risks than Bugs Bunny. Definitely now, seeing as Bugs Bunny is into the lead. Neuro is right on the back of that Mercedes now, and Anthony is just thinking about joining the party as well. So it could be a six-way fight for the lead. We'll wait for Lee to join us back. There is some slipstreaming going on and people trying to break the toes. They're all to the left-hand side down the first DRS straight. Stinos not going to look to the outside. Crossfire Strike's trying to look to the inside. Apex Finley, though, just keeping his toes in the water, just trying to conserve himself, thinking about what he's going to do. Stinos goes through. Crossfire Strike's going to go for a lunge. No, he isn't. And stays in third place. So Bugs Bunny is just trying to keep himself as comfortable as possible. He's in a really uncomfortable situation, though. And so Anthony is now getting involved. All top six are within DRS range of one another. So this may turn into a bit of a DRS train now, potentially. Neuro's dropped off the back slightly. Just needs to keep with Apex Finley. And one of them has blinked. It's been Stinos, who is now into the pits. Bugs Bunny takes back the lead of this race, and Apex is now up into third. As we know, Bugs only needs a podium to confirm the championship tonight. It needs to go quite badly wrong from him in the last 10 laps or so. Apex is in a position where he's technically good enough to be winning the race, but just where Bugs Bunny is, that's not going to happen. For King David is into the pits, and Stinos is going to be coming out on pit exit now, as Chemjazz falls just behind him, and that's good news for Stinos, because he's got himself a nice bit of clean air with the top six in a league of their own at the moment. And Crossfire Strikes now goes round the outside once again on Bugs Bunny. Hopefully we'll have Lee back with us in a moment or two. He might tell me he's here, which he is here, and Anthony now moves up on Neuro, but Neuro is going to fight back with that DRS. As there's a fight for the lead again. I don't know which battle to go for.
This is just maddening.
This is a really good. I have to admit, Lee, especially in season 2, the on-track racecraft and the closeness of drivers is been second to none, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just been mad at like how I've seen it in qualifying and everything. Like, the times it's like being a second within like first and 13th for instance, and you're just like, what the hell? But
Yeah, there's
like,
not too much to separate them.
Up now.
Bugs, just a little bit. There is only 2 DRS zones on this track. Is the standard is Bugs has got himself a 3-second time penalty, which will of course stand. So really, he's only got 3 seconds to his name now, Lee, and he did not want that to happen. With Apex keeping a nice clean sheet on the penalty front at the moment.
I had to fix my headset there. Yeah, I just noticed Scotty went around there at the chicane in the middle of sector 2, in between 2 straights, and he's just on them fresh softs, which he doesn't want to be doing, to be honest, as that's going to hinder him for the rest of his stick on them tyres. Hopefully they will hold out till the end.
As Crossfire Strikes takes back the lead. Anthony is overtaking Chemjazz now. He's also pit. So it's going to be interesting to see, Lee, where Stinos is not too far behind. We'll check actually on the interval. Rather than the interval, we'll check on the leader. Yeah, 17 seconds, Lee. So Stinos is going to take the lead of the race once these guys pit. And they're going to have to, I'm not sure, Lee, they're going to have to pit again. They are on 11 lap.
Likely.
Yeah, they are. They're all going to have to pit for soft tyres. I think that is what they're doing, Lee. He's just holding out to go on the softs to the end. Whereas Stinos is backed out and gone on to mediums. Apex Finley is in the pits. This could be a crucial pit stop. This could be the most crucial outlap of the season. For this driver, he didn't have much competition in Monday. He's got a little bit more. He's got a proper fight on his hands, and he's on the back foot. I say he needs to come out. He's going to come out close to Anthony. As Anthony now runs through turn 2. Are they going to be side by side on the exit? They are side by side on the exit, and Apex Finley has had to run off the track to avoid contact with Anthony there. As you saw them come over the crest of turn 3.
Now he's doing whatever he can to hold him up now by the looks of things and try and hold on to that position, as that would be Anthony to the end. But
I feel like Anthony just sort of let him go there, Lee.
Yeah, there was no chance there.
But I mean, I think he knows he's in the fight for the title. And does he really want to be getting involved? I mean, I don't like that attitude. I think it doesn't matter. It's still a race at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree.
But each their own, and I really don't think he's fighting that, so I think he's just going to let him go. He's got a bit of a gap to make up to Stinos, but on those newer and softer tyres, of course, on the red walled soft tyres, is Bugs or Crossfire's going to come into the pits. They do the exact same thing. Neuro gets himself a time penalty. Bugs is trying to get as close later on the brakes as well, just trying to get himself as close as possible. Apex Finley is now coming around the penultimate corner. Is Apex going to overtake Crossfires and Bugs Bunny as they've only just pit? I've got a feeling, Lee, that those two have probably done enough. I don't know, actually. Apex coming through turn 1 now. This is going to be quite close. I think Apex has got it. As Apex now runs through turn 3, sorry. Anthony, they are behind Anthony as well, Lee. as it stands, Lee, Bugs Bunny is still the champion at the moment. Lee, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, as it stands, Bugs Bunny, with a bit of quick rubbish maths from me. Am I right?
8 points and 15 points, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
That's
So it's 12 points.
still-
Yeah. So where Bugs is at the moment, Apex needs to be winning this race.
Yeah. Which you'll get second place up to now, but Stenos is not going to roll over and show his belly.
Oh, that's a yellow flag. There is no interference from race control necessary at the moment, but I think Apex only is closing up that gap. As Scotty Nemvidic is in the pits, he is a lap down. And he's now retired. We've only got 10 remaining. We've still got over 50%, but we're getting close to that margin. Not many people have had an off at turn 3 since then.
I'm just waiting for it to happen now. Commentator curse.
Yeah, commentator's curse. We've got yellow flag in sector 1 because that's Scotty in the pit lane. Got Anthony right behind Apex Finley. And Nemvidic has left the session as we've got 1/10 between those two. Anthony moves up into 3rd place and Apex now drops down to 4th. Those soft tyres not working for him all that well by the looks of things, Lee.
No, it seems like the medium tyres are
a better race tyre at the moment. We see the championship challenges in your screen as you see Apex go around the outside at the end of the DRS straight into the 3-part chicane, which obviously now is a long left-handed bank corner now, which is a lot better, but arguably probably not so good for overtaking. Actually, the 3-part chicane would probably be a bit better for that. And to be fair, when you see cars go side by side through the 3-part chicane, it's quite an amazing scene to watch actually when you see them actually pull it off.
Yeah, it is quite fun to see. But with this new track, I honestly think there were, my opinion, there were more overtakes. As you see, Bugs Bunny's managed to pick up that extra point.
So Anthony now is losing positions. Bugs Bunny almost has a major collision there with Anthony.
He had to get past, there was no other option. He had to get past and try and keep up with Crossfire there.
He did, but Anthony...
It's like Anthony just let him pass there, unfortunately. He did with them being teammates, I just realised that there, but he's going for the move on Apex with the aid of the DRS. Rear wing open like the jaws of a shark.
Lee's favourite quote of all year, I think.
Most likely. Oh.
I think so. Right, so Apex is now going to fight back on Crossfire strikes, goes round the outside. Bugs Bunny might have a go here as well. Straight is just not long enough for him as he gets past this middle sector. They run through that 3-part chicane into this left-hander in. Now the short blast towards the hotel, when you face him right towards it here. You go around the edge of the harbour and there you are, there's the hotel right ahead of you as you get heavy on that brake pedal into the right hander, and then underneath the hotel, and watch this wall on the exit will catch you out, especially if you take the apex of the corner and be a bit greedy on the apex of the corner. You may bottom out and sort of go straight on into that wall. Bugs Bunny almost loses it at the final corner. He's been a few times, fate's been on his side, Lee.
Yeah, you just got to be careful with this track, as it
does bite you.
Yeah, it has a knack for chewing you up and spitting you out, especially that turn 3.
So Apex, we will see the championship protagonists be neck and neck on track in a few seconds. I just got a feeling we might see some amazing overtakes soon. I think Bugs Bunny's going to try and catch Crossfire's off guard. Is he going to go to the inside? No, he stays down the middle. Apex tries to hold it round the outside. Now Bugs Bunny gets involved in more collisions, but is able to keep it facing in the right direction. Apex now is going to fight back again on Crossfire strikes. He needs to do it. He needs these points to have any chance of winning the title and being an LFR double champion. The first one to do it, and the first one to do it in one season, obviously across 2 different days. But it's Bugs Bunny who has got one hand on the trophy at the moment.
Yeah,
and
but
he is.
He ain't going to even need to get the win here.
No, I think he wants to get on the podium though, Lee. I think Neuro is going to go to the end here, Lee.
Quite possibly he might get the win on track, but with penalties.
Stinos is just behind, and these drivers fighting behind Lee has let Stinos and Neuro get away a little bit. They're only 4.5 seconds up the road, but with only 4 laps to go, it's not looking promising for the drivers just behind. Apex almost loses it there. The car got very, very floaty through turn 3, keeps the position. There might be a question mark over that, as he did go off the road, but he did have to save himself as they now go side by side through the hairpin. Crossfire Strikes has been really up for this race, and as I said, Lee, he's thought of this as just a race. He doesn't care that the 2 championship leaders are fighting for a championship. Crossfire Strikes goes to the inside. Bugs Bunny is going to go round the outside here, and they're going to go side by side through the chicane. Is he going to go to the inside? He does. That was amazing. He hasn't got the move done yet, and Apex is going to fight back as well. It's 3 abreast down the second DRS straight, with the Williams of Anthony just behind, getting a front row seat for this fight. Apex, is he going to try and go around the outside? Bugs Bunny tries to get his nose in as well. There's contact between the 2 of them. Has Bugs got himself some wing damage there? I thought I saw some carbon fibre fly off from the Alpine. Doesn't look like it. I think he's just got away unscathed again. How is he doing this, Lee? How is he getting involved in so many little nicks with other cars and just been able to keep all of his bits in one piece?
I have no idea, but oh, there we go. He's managed to make the move on Apex finally here. And coming out of the hotel section there.
I think Apex got himself a time penalty. We're on to lap 26. We've got 3 laps to go in 2021. This is it now, Lee. It's a 3-lap sprint to the end. Crossfire Strikes gets himself a 3-second time penalty. We'll look at the penalties, Lee, ignoring the 10-second. So Bugs Bunny has got himself 6 seconds worth of time penalties, Lee.
That's going to bump him down to 6. Ooh,
yellow flag. That is someone, King David off at turn 3. I don't think there would be a safety car. It's a bit too late in the day for that. Now that would be amazing though, Lee, if that happened, but I don't think it's gonna.
Don't. But yeah, I mean, this battle here has just been constant, whole race. No one is willing to give an inch. They're just going for it.
I said though, Apex does need to get past again. I don't think he's got much left in his locker, but whatever he's got, he's gonna have to go for it. He's going to go round the outside, potentially here. Bugs gets later on the brakes. Anthony tries to go round the outside as well. He went balls to the wall on that move, but those balls did not stick.
Yeah, it's fair to say there. Unfortunately, he just went that wee bit wide. I think it was...
I had to say it one more time. Had to do it. Just one more time. Maybe there's one more left. I was saving it. I was hoping with the 3 of them together, I was hoping maybe Bugs was just going to do a double overtake somewhere, but it wasn't to be. Neuro, he has he's been impressively. Stinos though, pitting that little bit earlier, going on to the mediums again. That was the best call he could have ever thought of, and I personally wouldn't have thought that would have been the best decision to be making, but I think he's got the luck of the draw as well, with those drivers fighting for positions.
Ooh,
behind him.
We battle for second place going on here.
Yellow flag again. It's King David who's just crawling into the pits with his tail between his legs there at the end of this race. It looks like we might be down to 9 drivers at the end of the race.
Yep,
we will. Crossfire Strikes though is going to try and get the move done. Neuro goes defensive, but as he almost pushes Crossfire Strikes off the track. I said we lose a lane at the end of this straight, and it can be a bit off-putting for some of the drivers. Bugs now, though, wants to get himself on the podium. He's actually pushing that McLaren out of the chicane onto the second DRS straight. Is he going to go to the inside here, Lee? Looks like he is. Neuro is going to try and hold on. He thinks, this is the thing though, Lee, I think a lot of the drivers are going to think, as Crossfire Strikes is round, and now Bugs Bunny is into second place. And we're going to have to work out with penalties as well. I think at the moment, Lee, I'm looking at them, but I think at the moment as it stands, if we're removing the 10 seconds, I think Apex is overtaking Bugs Bunny at the end of this race.
That'll put him up to second place, put him down.
Well, it's only going to put him down one place, isn't it? Maybe two places. Sixth, eighth.
No. Fifth.
Fifth, we can get 10. The championship, Lee, is going to be very close at the end. I think Bugs Bunny, in touch wood for him, as we're on to the last lap, is safe, but it's only going to be a few points in it at the end, Lee. As we have another driver round. Crossfire Strikes again. Anthony is round, making contact with Apex Finley.
Apex was an over-ambitious attempt there, going into the second chicane.
As Apex, I think he's a little bit down and out now. He's going to try and take the podium position on the road. He's on the rostrum at Abu Dhabi for the final time this season. Obviously the Monday night champion. He has, but I've got to admit, Lee, we've seen Stinos out on his own. He's had a very commanding second half of this race to get the win.
Yeah,
potentially.
It appeared that Nero went and helped out Bugs Bunny quite a bit there by managing to hold up Apex quite a bit. I mean, the gap now is at 3.3 seconds.
Yeah,
between Bugs and Apex.
So, Lee, just quickly, Stinos is coming around the last few corners for the final time. He's took quite a fair few wins this season. He may be a champion in waiting in LFR. He comes round the final corner to win the final race of 2021 and the final race of Super Sunday Racing for the final time as he spins out at the final corner. Is he going to get it done? He's still spinning round. Bugs Bunny may take the win. He is going to take the win. And he didn't. I apologise, the line was a little bit earlier. Bugs Bunny is going to move down, but Bugs Bunny is the Super Sunday champion of Season 1. He's an exclusive champion, Lee. There is probably never going to be another Sunday champion, and he has done it, even with the 10-second penalty to his name, which will be removed. He's done it. He's took second place in the race. I didn't realise Stenos had already crossed the line. I thought he did it just before. Apex Finley, though, commiserations to him. He is already a champion. We haven't had a double champion just yet, so we're going to have to wait a little bit of time for that potentially to happen. But Lee, Bugs Bunny, by all means, that was a champion's drive.
Oh yeah, it was just incredible. Whole race from Crossfire, Stinos, Apex, Bugs, all of them. It was just incredible. Everybody was just giving it their all, not leaving anyone else an inch, and just going for it.
So, congratulations to Stinos on that win, and of course Bugs Bunny taking, I think it would have been third place, maybe. We'll have to work that out, as he will get that 10 second. We'll have a look. We can have a look in a minute, because we are going to have a chat. Just going to do the final classifications for the final race of Super Sunday Racing and of 2021 in LFR. Stinos took the win for the final race, and he's got a few under his right foot now. Apex Finley came home in second, but I don't think he did. We're going to work out the mass in a minute, but as the classifications stand at the moment, this is what we'll go for. So Anthony's in third, Bugs Bunny is in fourth, and our Super Sunday champion Neuro is in fifth. Sixth was Crossfire Strikes, and he was commanding at the start, and he really didn't give a monkeys about who was fighting for a championship. He just wanted to put on a good show. Sat Pancake is in seventh place. Chemjazz was in eighth. Mr. Basil was the last man. He got himself another 2 points at the end of the season. King David, Nemvidic, Amir Guna, Trunders, Lucas A. Germany, and Warren all got chewed and spat out by the Abu Dhabi circuit. They did not finish this race. Wow, that is the end of LFR in 2021. We've got, as you hear his phone going off, Mr. Basil in the party, aka Barry, who usually does some commentating when he crashes out on some occasions.
Not today, though.
Not today.
Not
you
today.
came close, but you were all right. If you put your phone on silent, mate, that would be appreciated. Are we going to have anyone else? Is Chemjazz going to join back? Can we put a message out?
That was just incredible, that race.
Obviously,
it wasn't from my view.
Obviously, Barry, you don't know what happened, but Bugs Bunny, Crossfire, Strikes, they were switching positions almost every single lap for the entire race.
What?
And it got more and more heated. The race went on. I think Bugs was just trying to be conservative, as I said earlier on in the stream, and just try and hold on where he was. And yeah, I think he saw a bit of a red mist, don't you think, Lee? Without Crossfires was defending a little over aggressively, but he did cool it down at the end. Bugs did get a 10-second time penalty for a pretty much parallel overtake that happened last weekend with Max Verstappen and Lewis, and he just ran him off the road at the chicane, and he had nowhere to go but straight on and got himself a 10-second penalty. So we said we'd clearly remove that, and he did give the place back as well, actually, which I think was probably a little bit overfair there, actually. Now I come to think of it, I don't think he really needed to give the place back, but maybe the game told him to.
Either way, fair play to all the drivers that were involved today / tonight.
So we're just seeing if we're going
fun. It was incredible to watch.
So we're just waiting to see if any other admins are going to join the lobby. Barry, I usually are. I was just going to say, make sure about your mic and stuff.
What's that? Make it turn.
Yeah, to make sure your mic's on so everyone can hear. I'm sure it is, because it usually always is. Let's see if Chemjazz will join, maybe. But anyway, if he doesn't, we'll... It was mainly just to thank everyone for... especially Lee for putting up with me for the last year, almost. We're almost there. Yeah, so I've really enjoyed LFR, especially in season 2. It's definitely improved. We have got Chemjazz who's joined now. Just Chem, if you just make sure that your mic's on so everyone can hear you.
Sorry, one sec. Alright, yep, I'm good.
Cool. So yeah, no, guys, it was basically just a public message of thanks, really, to all of you for helping out. I know we haven't had you all for the entire time. But that, I don't know what it was like from your perspective, Chem, racing, but that was a very good race to see out 2021 at the end with the race for the lead. I was saying to Barry that, well, hopefully you'll watch the stream back, but watching Bugs Bunny and Crossfire Strikes every lap, switching and changing positions was really, really good, actually, I have to admit. And it's definitely worth a watch back. One question I'll give all of you guys then, I did say to Lee earlier on, standout moments from this year? Personal or impersonal?
Hey. Oh, you're asking.
You did. You did say one earlier, didn't you, Barry? I remember before we started.
Yeah. Personal one for me is going to be my P4 finish in Imla. I know it sounds sort of...
Which day was that?
A little bit sort of... Tuesday, I want to say Tuesday night. But, I mean, as a personal note, I'm new to the game. And first season with LFR, and it's my highest position. So, quite a nice run. Somewhere to improve on, I suppose.
Don't worry, mate. I didn't get a podium in my first season either. So don't even worry about it. It all came in season 2 for me. So hopefully it'll all come good for you. Yeah, all right. We'll come to you in a minute. Yes, hopefully it'll go a lot better. You got a few weeks to practice though, Barry.
Well, I mean, as you know, I only game when I'm at work, and I might be having some substantial time off over the Christmas, so it's there is that.
You're gonna have to like sneak into work when your time's off. Probably
be
not
harder
going
to
to
do
happen.
if there's restrictions in place.
Very true. So we'll go to Kem next. Have you got any standouts from Sunday? 'Cause obviously
I would personally say my first race in the league, because I missed the first race of the season, which was Bahrain, because I wasn't in the league as yet. And then the following week was we raced at Spain, and there was one moment in the race where I'm not too good with the turns when it comes to the circuits, but there's a relatively decently long left-hander that kind of goes downhill at Spain. Yeah. And I was
about the hairpin?
on... would that be...
In Sector 1, like the end, Sector 1, yeah, Sector 2, Is that what you're on about? Yeah. Like turn 6 or something like that.
5.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. So I was just on the regular racing line, and I'm pretty sure Bugs Bunny, he had just pitted either that same lap or the lap before, and he was like catching me relatively quickly. I was on the racing line and I was just going down that left-handed turn. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's not like it was a dirty move, but it was like, I'll call it the most beautiful dive bomb I have ever seen in my life. And it was by Bugs Bunny, and it was on my inside, on the left side of that turn. And I was turning in, and then I had to do a correction because he was like just right beside me, like, in an instant. That was the moment where I was like, okay, this is league racing. Like, this is league racing. Like, the big boys are out here. They have skill. This is league racing. So that would be my moment.
Lee? And well done, Cam, actually, for not picking a personal moment, actually. I like that.
For me, I have no idea, to be honest.
Apart from your win, which is probably one of the best wins that we've actually had out of the 2 seasons, so I'll give you credit on that one. I don't think we've had very many. I think we had Dark Stomper in season 1, I remember, Austria, and he came from last to first. Can you remember that? In the rain, he started 20th and he won. You
just reminded me of a moment that was a standout moment, and it was absolutely incredible.
What?
It was the battle between Young Lights and Dark Stomper at Baku in season 1, where they crossed the line at
like neck and neck.
Same time. And Dark Stomper just got the win by a ball hair. It was literally
an official measure of measurement, ladies and gentlemen. A ball hair.
Scotland.
Okay, all right.
Thanks for that.
Thanks for that, Lee.
And it was that close that even the game didn't even know who won.
Who won? We had to go back and look.
Yeah. And it was just incredible.
I'm just trying to think of some others, because obviously me and Lee have got twice as many memories to think of. I
do have a question for Kim, Jess. The end of that race there. Did you like the smoky tyres and the donuts when you passed over the line there?
I got a 3-second penalty. That's all I have to say.
I just looked back on the stream. Sorry.
I had to run wide. I was like, "What is this man doing?"
I know that I've just checked the stream back and he must have been talking about Bugs winning because he was following his car afterwards, but I got to the final line and started doing donuts on the final straight. But I calmed down a bit when I noticed that I wasn't the last one there and Cam just still had to go, but it's good fun.
I'm trying to think of some, like, a few weeks ago, Monday, Austria race. I don't know if any of you looked at it. Like, the first 7 or 8 laps was amazing. There was like 6-7 people jostling for positions. That's a pretty much standout for me. My Italy win, obviously, for me. I was only great with it, so I didn't win on the road. I won over penalties, but a win's a win. Me and Lee getting on the podium in Bahrain, that was nice, because whenever me and Lee are next to each other, one of us usually bins it. Don't know why. Always seems to happen.
Just like Tuesday.
Tuesday, I binned it.
Yeah, we were fighting for third. And, there's been some others. I mean, there's season 1, Lee, in Tuesday. Remember having like Veloce, Dark Stomper, Tim Shapop, Ruding. They're all together at the front like every week, and literally in a class of their own. That's like another one. Another one for me. Pre-season of season 1, me crashing out at turn 3 on the first lap. I was so I worked so hard to get it going, and on the third corner I went off the track trying to give someone more space because I didn't want to crash into anyone, and went straight off the road, kept my foot in it, and
you done a Grosjean.
Yeah, I did a Grosjean.
You nearly took me out as well.
And I took about 4 other people out. And then the week after that, we went to Australia for the first race. I went side by side with an old someone who used to be in the league called Wild Gamer, and got clipped on the exit of turn 1, apex turn 2, and span round, took those people out, went all the way to the back again. So those are like bad moments.
Yeah, because I remember at that race and going backwards after that, and
you
just
spun
managed,
round, didn't you?
I managed to just flick it around like something you would do in like bloody Need for Speed or something.
There was one moment.
I would even surprised myself how I'd done it, to be honest.
Go on, Barry.
But
there was one moment which was my first foray into the commentary with Big Weir. It was at Singapore. And,
yes, and I was going to talk about that because my race there was great.
And I'll back that up 100%. I mean, it was you, James Biscuit, and I think it was Tim Shapop, and there was another, I can't remember who. And, it was just lap after lap after lap, 3 or 4 cars just in each other's gearboxes. Just absolute madness. But it was a good race, that one.
I can't really. Yeah, I was going to say that Singapore race was amazing. I remember going. I think it was James Biscuit going side by side, like over the Anderson Bridge into the hairpin. That was my my bum went like a rabbit's nose at that point. Lee?
Yeah, sorry. I was busy there. What did you say?
Don't worry. I don't think there's anything. I wouldn't say there's anything else. Of course, Kem commentated on one race at USA at the last minute.
That was fun. That was definitely fun. But
it's like a little Grand Prix for you, isn't it?
Someone's gonna have to put their hands under the tap because that just burned.
Sorry.
Anyway, that was quite nice to be fair. I was ashamed we didn't get any more. Like Jason. I mean, Jason's had pretty good first year. He'd never leagued raced before until he came to us, and he could have almost won a title actually on Monday. He got close. Just if he hadn't have took so many lovely holidays
and bought some pedals off eBay.
Yeah. Which apparently are a lot better than his old ones, even though they're second hand. Don't. And
Okay.
yeah, so obviously Barry, you're doing Thursday next season, so are you going to tell me that you're most excited for Thursday next season?
I think as a driver, a new driver coming in and sort of struggling with pace compared to some of these elites. That's the best way I can describe it. I mean, just race pace is nowhere near. I get lucky on certain tracks, but I think Thursday's set up the way that the league's going to be running, with a little bit of a twist. It's going to be more focused on driver versus driver battles throughout it, which is fantastic. Because it gives people like myself, who not going to be at the top of the grid every race, but it gives it that little bit of extra sort of something to aim for. And hopefully it pulls off and we get a full grid each week.
Yeah, we'll hope so. Well, hopefully we've got a lot of drivers who we know now that attend, what should we say, at least 70 or 80% of the races every week. So hopefully we'll have much fuller grids next season. So as Kevin's been trying to work on, we're getting a more structured version of the reserves next season, because obviously we had that controversial end of Baku a few weeks ago on Monday, which we don't want to happen again. That's another bad moment of this year, I guess, and it was just unfortunate in the end. There was no malice in it. I think it was just a mistake, but these things can happen. We'll try and restrict them as much as possible. Right, last thing I'll say then, just out of interest, out of Monday and Tuesday, because we haven't got Thursday's drivers all confirmed yet. If you three gentlemen want to have a look at Monday, we're gonna quickly do Monday and Tuesday champion predictions, and then we'll watch this stream back in the summer next year, and we'll see. Do we do just the champion, or do we do top three in no particular order?
I'm putting my money on Big Bear to win for Monday.
Oh, are you?
Yes. And I'll tell you why. It's because he's an absolute gentleman. He supported me this season big time. He's been my number one fan. So I'll return the favour for next season.
Right, so that's not like you're just being biased.
No, not to say. I honestly think he's got the potential to win that next season. And then look, this is how serious I am. I've just wrote him a song. Oh, Big Wheel, you can win the race. That's all you get.
Wow, okay. Right, so we'll do...
That'll be out on the 1st of January. From all major providers, iTunes, Spotify. Apologies.
So, no, it's all right. It's all right, mate. It's all right. Just if you want to embarrass yourself, that's absolutely fine. I don't mind.
I've been doing that for 33 years. That's fine.
So I'm gonna go for we'll all do Monday first, and then we'll do Tuesday. So I'm gonna go for Vedran.
Damn.
The winner.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I think Anthony, he puts his time in. Not Anthony, sorry. Yes, Anthony puts his time in practicing. He's always turning up the practices before the races. I don't know. I'm really not familiar with the Monday drivers. I do apologise.
No, it's all right. Well, Lee is, so go on, Lee.
I'm gonna probably say I'm kind of stuck between a few here, to be honest.
It is really tough, isn't it?
It is. I'm stuck between
You're probably better off thinking
three,
who's going to be turning up the most.
Yeah, I'm
I have brought that into account, but to be fair, a lot of those names turn up most weeks. Rabbi's another one. It's a good shout. Tuesday's champion, and he really did dominate, to be fair, for most of it. Apex was consistency is key.
I'm going to say probably Stenos. I'm going to go for, or Big Weir, to be honest.
Interesting. Okay, right. We won't do constructors because they haven't got their teams yet, and we'll just be saying team 1, and we won't bother with. So Tuesday, I know there's a few people in that list that are not in there anymore. We need to update it. I'll go first. I reckon it's going to be me.
I think it's going to be me.
No, I don't. I think. Oh, I don't know.
I know for a fact that I am probably not going to be winning any races next season, or even getting on the podium, as soon enough I'm going to get a wheel. So I will be at the back of the grid 90% of the time. Fun.
I'm looking at this lineup here, and I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, Icky combos, they're quite fast, aren't they?
They'll be closer. I think personally the top drivers in Tuesday are Darkstomper, me, Young One,
Fearless, Crossfire.
no, Crossfires is in Monday, not Tuesday. I've changed them. It's not been updated.
You get Tim and Warding on Tuesday, aren't they?
No, Tim, they're in Monday.
Ah, I'll shut up then. I'm going to back myself for the win for Tuesday. Why not? You've got to start somewhere, haven't you?
Let's do it. Anyway, right, we better wrap this up because the missus had to deal with me doing this all year, and now she's having to deal with me stood here for another 20 minutes waffling on about predictions we're probably not right about. So, right, anyone still listening or watching at the end, which is very unlikely, but I'll still say it. So, I can't tell you. I can actually tell you when and where the next races are. Have to quickly go and have a look. So it'll be the same as last season, gentlemen, for Monday. It's going to be Bahrain on the 10th of January. So it's not that we haven't got long of a break. To be fair, it is a 20 race calendar next time for Monday and Tuesday. So 12 race for Thursday, with the intention of doing a second sort of like a half and a half, 2 smaller seasons with every single track being used. There's certain tracks off of Monday and Tuesday, like some of the people in this party would be happy that Monaco, controversially, is not on the calendar next season, but I think for league racing it's just not. People don't like turning up for it, and a lot of people don't like doing it, and the races always are a bit dull or chaotic, and it's easier not to have it. So yeah, it'll be Bahrain in Monday. Tuesday we're going to start off with Brazil. So I have to say, gents, I think those 2 tracks are bangers to start the season with. And what are we starting in the Sunday, Barry?
Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. I was going Brazil as well. So, yeah. So 2 are the same. One is different. It's a shame it's not different for Thursday. Maybe we could change that.
Well, it will not make much difference for the Thursday because it's a different setup, isn't it?
True, it is different. Anyway, thanks, gents, and Lee. Thanks. Even though Lee said, admittedly, a few weeks ago he didn't really want to keep doing it, but fair play to Lee. He stayed, and he even turned up for some Sunday races as well, which I appreciate. Because lonely old me has been doing it for quite a while on my own, on and off.
Yeah,
Well, it's been a pleasure.
Right, last thing I'll say to Lee, did you think we'd get to the end of the year? Honestly.
I had no idea what was going to happen, to be honest. I was just taking it day by day, really. So, yeah and no. Wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I'm glad we'll have though, because it's been a good season filled with a lot of action. To be honest, basically every race has been incredible, and props to every single driver who took part in the races.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks very much, gents. And we may have a stream or two in the Christmas break. I don't know. I don't know if you gents want to do anything, but we might do some socially things on Monday and Tuesdays, and maybe Thursdays as well. The first stream may be a pre-season race the week before the actual season starts in the second week of January. I think we'll definitely do a pre-season race for Thursday just to see how that plays out. So there may be a stream for that. There may be not. I said for Thursdays, which I'm excited about because Broomhandle, in my opinion, is an excellent commentator, and hopefully he's going to have a really good format to commentate over. So yeah, Thursday's looking rather exciting. Anyway, gents, thanks very much for you two for season 2 and Lee for the whole year. And yeah, we'll see you back next season in next year. So everyone have a great Christmas and a great New Year. Everyone listening in the league, and obviously you gents with me now. So that's it. It's the end. It's the end of my birthday weekend. The end of LFR in 2021. And as I said, we may have a stream or two, but if not, we'll be back at the start of January. So from me, it's goodbye, and from Kem, Barry, and Lee,
Peace out.
Sayonara.